Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking. How are you all? Okay, today's the 3rd of December, and tomorrow is that solar eclipse that's happening on the axis Sagittarius and Gemini. The last eclipse, and it's a new moon. So we know it's very powerful. New moons mean new beginnings. So I will not be reading for you tomorrow, as this daily read, this message nevertheless is for today and tomorrow. Tomorrow is more about meditation, as we'll be in the eclipse energies. So that's why please take this message. It's a general message, remember, and we are reading the energies. Okay, now, a new moon is a new beginning, so do send your wishes out to Spirit. Alright, so I'll be doing another tarot reading for each individual sign, so look out for that today. And remember, eclipses, the energies of eclipses last, they linger, so that reading, and also this message, because we're reading the energies around about now. This message is obviously important for the next week at least. So let's see what's going on generally for the general public. What are what's going on in the ethers, the powers? Those of you that are on Patreon, you do have the astrology analysis on the eclipse. It is up. Those of you that are not on Patreon, please consider joining us, as we do a lot there. So let's see what Spirit wants us to know in consideration to this solar eclipse. It's going to be a total solar eclipse, everyone. So the light of the sun will be totally blocked out for a couple of minutes. You may be feeling a little bit lost, a little bit confused. That's why we don't read on the day, and I will not be doing any readings tomorrow. For those of you that are in the southern hemisphere, you will be experiencing the eclipse sooner than us here in the northern hemisphere. So a late December 3rd and into December 4th Greek time, it will be happening in the morning here. So let's get this video out. Let's get this message to you. Generally speaking, what does Spirit advise concerning this new moon? We have the Six of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. We've got Virgo, the Hermit. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Fool card, the Strength card, 3 major arcana, and we have the King of Pentacles. The general energy is the Page of Cups. Let's take more cards before we start to translate the messages coming through. So we've got strong Virgo, Leo. We've also got the Fool card, which is Uranus. Uranus rules Aquarius, but the Fool card is a new beginning, so Aries is also very strong here. So we've got a new cycle here. Interesting. What's the karma dharma related to this eclipse, dear Spirit? And this is the last eclipse on the axis Sagittarius and Gemini, so all mutable signs will be feeling relieved. They've been going through major fated changes the past year and a half. What is the message? What do we need to know? Oh my God, and we've got Capricorn, and Seven of Pentacles is like stuck energies, sort of Saturnian. It's all about timing. And the Devil the devil does speak to Saturnian energies. It speaks to fear, doesn't it? So let's see what the Lenormand holds. Capricorn, interesting, because Capricorn is where Pluto is moving through and Venus is there. So a lot to do with relationships, obviously. We know that, you know, the Strength card, it is a very sexual, it holds sexual implications concerning matters of love, passion, desire, trust as well. So I love the reading. It's a really, really nice spread. Let's see what the Lenormand holds for the energies of this solar eclipse. We have the Scythe. We have the Well. Wow, we've got Scorpio as well, everyone. Strong Scorpio. There is a death. Pluto and Capricorn. What I feel this is saying straight away is that something that's been holding us back is leaving us. We are leaving it. There's the Saturnian clock as well. So it's all about timing. Wow, we go from the darkness to the light. That is beautiful. And wow, this is intelligence. This is the fox, everyone. So the clouds are clearing and the sun is coming through. That's a very positive indication here. Even though this is the card of the clouds, we see the birds coming through. Birds, the sun. What does the fortune-telling deck want us to know? At the end of the reading, I will be taking a light worker oracle and a general message also from the wisdom of the house of the night oracle. We know that eclipses bring in a sense of darkness. Something is being eclipsed for us. We will be dealing with the darkness as the light of the sun will be taken away for a moment. So we'll be in that dark moment. We'll see what that oracle deck wants to tell us. So we've got the path. The path does show butterflies, so it does speak to that Scorpio power, death. You know, something's been changing. Something is leaving us, no doubt, here. There's a new path opening. Even though it's not an easy path, there are concerns attached to it. And we've got expectation. So expectation card reminds me very much of the Empress, because this is someone that's expecting something, a new beginning, a new path to open. And it's as though, it's interesting really that we've got two windows in the background here. We're expecting something new. The child is happiness. It is something new. We've got the family room, which does speak to securities. And we've got community, so that this is group effort, a group effort. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. And we have poverty. Yep. Very similar to that Five of Pentacles. Beautiful. So we've got Six of Wands, everyone, and the Six of Wands to speak to. You know, we're looking for our harmony. There's been a sense of humbling here, I feel, truly, because someone is riding very high on their horse. This is the Leo energy. Now, Leo does speak to generosity. It speaks to creation. It speaks to fun. But remember that we sort of start from the past, and this is the outcome position. So this does speak to vanity in a sense. It can also speak to, you know, being successful in the past with something, whether it was what we do for work. So in relation to successes, recognition, and something going well and in our favor. Now, because I'm not reading reversals, this could also speak to vanity and someone, you know, having been in a very successful chapter in their life, maybe, where they've, with a hermit here, Remember, the Hermit is a 9. What comes before the 9, of course, is the Strength card. But someone's beliefs, I would say, more than likely could be challenged. Remember Sagittarius. Sagittarius, the positive of, and the light side of Sagittarian archetype speaks to expansion, growth, philosophies, positivity, jovial energies, happiness, also our truths. Now, we've got the Hermit here, which does look like a teacher. Remember that the Hermit goes into their cave. It's nowhere near the energy of Sagittarius, which Sag is fire. It's optimism, it's expansion, it's risk-taking, wanting to go on an adventure. But it looks like someone is needing to do, to go within, to search either for answers. This could also be this humbling energy with the Hermit, which could also be a counselor, it could be a teacher, it could be a doctor. So anything to do with our physical health or our mental health. Remember, Virgo rules health, but also our daily life. So someone's been searching for answers. I do see the Hermit as someone having grown, maybe through challenges. Remember that I'm not reading reversals, so if the Six of Wands was to be read as in the reverse, someone has been trying to succeed in a situation but not being able to. After the Hermit comes the card of Sagittarius, the Wheel of Fortune, which speaks to justice, which speaks to an ending, but also it's a card of fate and a card of changes. It's the karmic wheel of fate that is turning. Now remember that Sagittarius, as I said, is very expansive, very open and getting out there, very generous, fire. The Hermit is quite different. It's more about going inwards. Now remember that eclipse energies they start before, even months before the actual eclipse. So we've been going through this, through soul searching, through having grown, having become all the more wiser, or needing to go within and search and see, what is our path? What is our soul's purpose? What are we meant to follow? And this could also be someone that is guiding you, if this is not your higher self. So there's been stuck energy. Someone has gone within. If this is a love relationship for others of you, if you're looking into what's happened, what went wrong, because eclipse energies are never easy. And we've just, a couple of weeks ago, we had a lunar eclipse, which happened on the axis Taurus-Scorpio. And a new moon, obviously, a month before in Scorpio. And Scorpio is all about death and transformation. Now, Scorpio and Taurus, they both speak about our securities, our financial securities, emotionally feeling secure. Scorpio does speak to death transformation, but it also speaks to monies or, financial support from externally to you. It speaks to your financial standing and your security nevertheless. But Scorpio is also depth. It's sexual, it's transformative. So maybe from that new moon in Scorpio, for some of us, we've gone within. Okay, now I would say more than likely that because the Seven of Pentacles, even though logically it's even though it's the Taurian card, which Taurus speaks to my securities, what I own, what I have around me, do I feel safe and secure financially? Are my senses, my five senses, are they being nurtured? Do I have everything that I need? Am I feeling happy? Remember, Venus rules Taurus. So there's a sense of needing to stop. Remember, Uranus transiting through Taurus. Taurus is fixed earth. If we see this card, because I do see it as Capricorn energies, and that's why when I saw the devil, I thought, yep, exactly. So we've been stuck because of timing, because of karma. Something has been holding us back, and on a collective level, remember that the devil does speak to, and Capricorn is a leader, someone that sits on a throne, someone who holds the power. Pluto is transiting through Capricorn, and that's a breakdown. That is what is changing very slowly but surely. And with Venus having entered Capricorn, it's all about where there's been no love, no security, no support, no not feeling safe and secure in whatever it is that we do, whatever it is that we're trying to move towards or what we're working towards. Remember, Capricorn is earth, it's cardinal earth, so we take the action to progress, to move forward, to bring in the changes that are necessary in our life. That, you know, these are our goals and our aspirations. That's what Capricorn talks to. But Capricorn is also maturity, and that's what we see also in the card of Virgo. Now remember, Capricorn and Virgo are connected through a trine, and that's a positive aspect. So for those of you that have got strong Virgo in your chart, and I should say Capricorn, and this is also connected to Taurus, because all earth signs will be affected by, very importantly, through Venus, the connection of Venus and Pluto. And remember that Venus is also going to be retrograding in the month of December, around the 19th. She'll be staying in Capricorn for a few months. So very, very important concerning relationships, money, values, what it is that we need, what it is that makes us feel that we are okay, all right? So where was I? A lot is, you know, we're looking at so much, because Venus on Pluto will mean that we will be leaving behind where there's been vanity in relationships, where there's been, because the hermit could also speak to a detective or someone doing their detective work, someone searching for the answers and receiving the guidance, even from an astrologer or a tarot reader, because they're stuck and they're looking at something that they've invested time in, financially, emotionally, they've been invested. Now it's interesting that a 7 years are also a quarter cycle of Saturn, which says we are turning a difficult corner. Now, Saturn and the devil does speak to restrictions. It's limiting. It's the governments. It's the people in power. It is Saturn squaring over to Uranus. Saturn from Aquarius squaring over to Uranus the whole year. And the changes that we are asked to make, which are difficult for us, will be made. Because this is just like the, what's going on in the world right now. People clashing with governments. It's like the planets and the gods are in battle, are at war in the ethereal ethers. And whatever goes on up there is being reflected down to us here. So it's like, the microcosm and the macrocosm. So it is a reflection. It's like a mirror. Now the devil speaks to blockages. Saturn speaks to timing. Now I don't want to give those people that are Capricorn a bad rap, but remember also Aquarius is also ruled by Capricorn. So we know that all archetypes, all signs have got their positive and their negative. And I was talking about Sagittarius. The negative, I should say the positive of Sag is expansion. And it's believing in the divine, in divine source and in spirit, that there will be abundance, that there will be happiness, that there will be freedom, that there will be truth, justice that will come about. The negative side to the Sagittarian archetype is being stuck on something, on beliefs that do not work for us anymore. Remember that eclipses happen on the nodes of the moon, and this is an eclipse on the south node, which says this is something very karmic that we are letting go of to make space for something new to fill that gap. Something Jupiterian, something very positive, something very big. Jupiter, remember, wasn't only his position of being the one in charge. So Zeus, the god Zeus, he wasn't only, so his position, his ability, his power was not only huge, he also was a very big man. So when I say big man, he was big in size. Thinking of Jupiter, Jupiter would be a big size person. It's not someone that would be just like Mercury. Mercury is very small. Look at Jupiter. Look at Zeus and look at Mercury. Mercury is and Hermes, right? Very small, very childlike. But this is just like Jupiter, one of the biggest planets, the biggest planet apart from our sun in our solar system. So this is huge, this is big. Now, because this eclipse is happening at the beginning, so 3rd or 4th of December, those of you that have got your birthday on those dates, so 3rd, 4th or even 5th of December, this will be very important for you because, the eclipse energies will be playing out for you for the whole year until the sun comes back to your next birthday, for you to have your next birthday. So it will be very important for those, but not only those born under the sun called Sagittarius, sun sign in Sag, for Gemini as well. Those of you that are born around the 4th of June. For Virgo, those of you that are born around the 4th of September. For Pisces, these are the mutable signs. 4th of March, roughly there, very important. Anyway, so let's get back here. We did speak very much about Pluto transiting through Capricorn, right? Capricorn people, and let's go back to what I was talking about. Capricorn, their shadow side is the Saturnian dark side, but Saturn and Capricorn and Aquarius, since they come under the sign of Saturn, under the rulership of Saturn, that's their shadow side. Saturn proves to give the rewards, to stabilize something that is very prosperous, stable, and long-term. That is the positive side. So let's not give the bad rap only to Capricorn, since the devil comes under the sign of Capricorn here in the tarot, and we all have Capricorn somewhere in our chart, so we all have that archetype within us. It's just that those who are under the signs of Capricorn and Aquarius have got it more potently. So Saturn does rule a certain area of our life. Where is it for you in your own personal chart? What we see here, and I want to focus on this, is the cage. Can you see this person feeling imprisoned in a cage that is open? I would say that this is, the restrictions of this imprisoned soul being freed it's all about timing. It's all about knowing that they have the power of the light, because they're focusing on the darkness, and darkness speaks to fear. What we don't know, we fear, and this is what's going on in the world as well, as there's a lot that's going on that is unclear. There's been a lot of deception, a lot of lies concerning mandates and us being held back, our freedoms being taken away from us. This is the risk that we are facing. This will not happen. Do not let this fear hold you back. The door is open. The door is open. As you can see, the devil is above his head. This is what he's imagining. Okay. And so, having someone above us, which could be, the devil can also speak to someone who's in a position of power. It could be a boss. It could be a situation that's holding you back. It's all about timing. It could also be the work that Spirit asks you, I should say Kronos, says, have you been standing in integrity? Because if you haven't been standing in integrity, this door can close very easily. Okay? So those who are ruled by the darkness, I think that this new moon is going to bring to light what has been hiding in the shadows. What is the darkness? We're going to have a sense of, and personally, a sense of necessity to let go of what has been holding us back. What is that skin, that dead skin that, we've been carrying, that we need to shed a layer off at a time? We've got the scythe here, and we've got the coffin, and the coffin does speak to death. Death is also, and I'm going to say metaphorically and physically, death is also something that we humans fear, whether it's a physical or a metaphorical. And remember, a physical death says that we leave the vehicle that is carrying our soul. Our soul goes on to the next lifetime, the next incarnation. What is worse? The worst thing is for our soul to feel as though it's going through this energy. The soul needs to believe that there is guidance, that there is, that we've, angels, God, that they do help, in a time of need. We've got the lilies here, everyone, and the lilies do speak to a pure energy. Here with the well, it does speak to endless possibilities concerning money. We've got the scythe. We can take the harvest. The abundance is there. Do not let your emotions or your fears, don't let that your psyche, and this could also be a purging of those fears connected to your psyche. So we're going through a very huge process right now, and it's all about timing. It's a timing card. It's a 37, number 10. It does speak to Kronos and Saturn. What comes through is purity. This is Mother Mary, the lily. This is Chiron in Virgo, that open wound, that physical, that emotional, that psychological. Now this can also speak to sexual energies, a sexual connection, a spiritual connection. It is a card of wisdom, but it's also a card of ethics and morality. And having Kronos right next to the card of ethics, we know Kronos was not ethical. He was not doing the right thing by swallowing his own children, because he did not want to get overthrown from his empire, his throne. But as mythology says, Kronos was taken off his throne from Jupiter. And remember that Jupiter rules Sagittarius. And I just got the goosebumps. History repeats itself. And even though mythology is a myth, for me it's messages coming through from the past, things that did actually happen, but obviously there's a lot that's been added to the stories. The baseline is the truth. By word of mouth, these messages have been passed from generation to generation, thousands of years ago. We know that Kronos and Jupiter and Uranus, these are the generations that have been battling out, battling it out for the position of power. Now we can see this metaphorically speaking, that those that are in a position of power are maybe fighting in a very unethical way, in a very unjust way. Remember that through sex, through sexual intimacy, and this is not only a physical, it's also an emotional, a psychological connection. Scorpio rules intimacy, not only physically, but also emotionally. So connecting on a very deep soul level. This transformation was necessary. This change was necessary. And Kronos is saying that the rewards will come for those who stand in integrity, those who can find the solution, because Chiron was a wounded healer. Chiron was a centaur and is very closely related to Sagittarius, who was also a centaur. And they do relate Chiron with Sagittarius. So the healing comes through spirit. Chiron was wounded by his own people, and he needed to become a doctor, a holistic doctor, a spiritual doctor, a wise one. He had to do all that research to try and heal himself, and therefore became the doctor for other people. Remember, Chiron is also depicted by a key, which speaks to finding a solution through being ethical, through not being scared to look at the details. Virgo is very much about the details. Is it health related? Is it, on a worldly scale? We know we've had a lot of issues concerning our health and the fear of death here, which is very dark, very Kronos. But Mother Mary, the light comes through, spirit comes through to say that there is something that will be shown to us. Remember, the fox can speak to sneakiness. It's interesting that it's a number 14, which is also Temperance and Sagittarius. Now, the fox is Pluto in Scorpio. This is talking about a difficult time where there's been selfishness, self-care on another level. We need to self-care ourselves. If we have not been provided with that from others, we need to do it for ourselves. This also speaks to trickery, suspicion. Virgo is very suspicious. Virgo is ruled by Hermes and Mercury, as is Gemini, which, remember, Gemini is on the opposite side of Sagittarius. So we need to do our homework. We need to be suspicious. We need to be cautious in the way we move forward. And this is dealing a lot with the past. You can see that the fox is looking towards the past. And, Temperance comes after the Death card, does it not? The Death card is a 13 and the fox is a 14, which says there is suspicion around death and transformation, death and change. There is suspicion connected to relationships. What's going on? We are going through a moment, a wintry moment. Winter means that we're more in hibernation. We're more inwards. But this solar eclipse in Sagittarius promises summer, promises freedom. Remember that Sagittarius is also long distance travel. And we know that we haven't been able to visit family that's at a distance. And Jupiter is actually moving through Aquarius, which Aquarius rules aviation. Again, freedom, groups and associations, wishes and dreams. Jupiter is also preparing at the end of the month to enter Pisces. So the magic is just around the corner, everyone. The clouds will be clearing. It's time to be more suspicious. It's time to do your homework, to be intelligent. But there's also a group effort here. This is communication. 3 birds are coming through. This is groups. This is communication. This can speak to also that we are transitioning, leaving a certain position and moving elsewhere. Remember, the birds can speak to, it can speak to a sense of stress, anxiety, news coming through, lots of news, but also excitement as the sun comes through. And the sun does bring healing. It brings the clarity. The sun is the heart. It's Leo. It's feeling confident here, taking a risk, knowing that we've got the ability, we can trust our higher self, our ability to tame this wild beast. So this speaks to leadership, a new cycle. You know, the Leo is the heart. So where there's heart, there's also truth. Where there's heart, there's the ability to birth something new. Leo also rules children, childlike energies. Look here, we've got the Page of Cups. There is an offer coming through. There could also be an apology, or this is sudden news. If this is a love relationship, we've got a King of Pentacles here. So Taurus, Capricorn, could be a Capricorn, could be someone that owns their own business. If this is a personal message for you, King of Pentacles is a father, someone who provides, who gives the security to those that are beneath him, whether it's a boss, whether it's a leader, someone who could also have strong Leo in their chart. And we've got a child. This is could be a father and a child. Could be someone that's just been very successful in their life, but they've been going through a moment of winter, being stuck. There is a new cycle. This does speak to confidence, but it also speaks to patience and a sense of grounding and security. Remember, King of Pentacles rules our finances. If this is Venus in Pluto, this promises, Venus in Pluto promises riches or changes where riches, our finances, and our personal lives are concerned. There's the sun, everyone. So the sun will come through. This is happiness. This is reconciliation for some of you. This rules children, childlike energies. And we've got the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, remember, speaks to love. It speaks to someone not being very certain about moving forward, offering this cup, whatever that means for you. There is a new pathway here. There is concerns about it, but someone's been waiting for it forever. I do see the window here as a window of opportunity opening up. Those that are stuck within 4 walls, whether they're on lockdown or they've been locked, feeling locked because of finances, because they've lost their job, whatever this is, the cage is open. And we've got a sense of, because I see her as the Empress, she's been expecting to give birth and she gives birth, right? Number 18, which is also the number of the moon, the eclipsed moon or the sun, an eclipse generally speaking. This is a very happy new beginning. This can relate to a child as well, feeling childlike. There's that Leo energy once more, feeling safe and secure in a home. The family room in this deck speaks to familiarity, your tribe, the place you call home, the place you feel comfortable in, the relationship you feel comfortable in, the job. And we've also got community, which we've got a 21 here, which does equal a 3 if we add it up, but it's also the world, which can speak to an ending. Now we're going to have another square at the end of, well, just before Christmas, of Saturn and, Uranus. Saturn in Aquarius, Uranus in Taurus. This is like the battle of the gods and the battle of the powerful with the masses. This is a clash, everyone. But community speaks to the Aquarian energy. And I believe at the end of the year, as Jupiter leaves the sign of Aquarius. It will leave those gifts behind. What are the gifts of Jupiter? Truth, justice, expansion, growth, freedom, wisdom, long distance travel. We will have received those teachings, so we will have the knowledge. And remember that Jupiter is also very spiritual, so Spirit will leave its gifts as it will be ingressing into Pisces, which is also Spirit. And there's a sense of community here, a togetherness. And we've come from poverty. The general energy is poverty. This could be literal or metaphorical, emotional. But we will overcome this. High honors speaks to people that are in positions of power. But what I see here, because this is a 25, which equals a 7, here we've got a 37. So we go from the 7, which is the Chariot, Cancer, taking charge, moving forward, building a new nest. Cancer speaks to matters of the past, feeling safe and secure in our home, in our environment, in our country, not being in fear, which Cancer is the moon, right? It's the moon rules the 4th house. And obviously the home and our families have been very affected. There's been poverty, maybe even emotional poverty between people, as there's been a great segregation between families, friends, communities, groups. It's a time for people to come together because this turns into an ace. We need to end this poverty. And we need to know that only through group effort will we overcome these difficulties, these challenges. What's beneath here? See, financial loss. The mice is a very unhealthy energy. This is Chiron in Libra, and the Chiron again is relationship. So where there's been an unhealthy connection or relation to whoever you're dealing with, there's been deficiency. No, we haven't been feeding that that relationship. We haven't been nurturing it and watering it. That relationship, that community, our friends. And therefore we've been going through destruction and disease. So we've been depleted from the truth, but the truth is going to come through with the sun and the birds. Lovely, lovely, lovely messages. What I'd like to do now is I want to take a couple of Sibilas. Let's take a little bit, a couple of Sibilas and see what's going on here. What's this Hermit about? Dear Spirit, what is the Hermit about? What is the light going to show us? What is our research? The research, medical research, spiritual connection. What are we going to be all the more wiser about so that we could start this new cycle? Okay, Vedovor, this is the widower. So this is a heartbreak. That's why someone's gone into solitude. We've got Fortuna, the wheel of fortune comes through to bring in the changes. This is the sister, logically, the sister or the daughter of Jupiter. I think it's the daughter of Jupiter. Fortuna brings successes and major changes. And we've got alegria, merriment and happiness. So holding on, not giving up. That's the 9 of Wands. Not giving up will give us that sense of happiness and celebration. And the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter. So Fortune says that, Spirit says that our fortunes are turning, are changing. Let's see what this, I want to see what this new cycle will bring with the energy of the Fool card here. We've got a spiritual connection, contract. This is power. This is the Ace of Wands. This is a new contract for others of you. This is togetherness. This is a group effort. This is finding balance through a connection, through fire. Fire does speak to life. The darkness is all about a lack of life and the end of life. The light, though, and fire, the fire beneath us, the ability to have the courage to move forward. Mars is moving through Scorpio. The courage to shed anything that's been holding us back, and this could also be a spiritual connection or a commitment for some of you that have been evolving spiritually through a hard chapter in your life, through a hard relationship. Three of Swords does speak to disappointment and a death. Obviously, something is, necessary to be shed. Let it go. We have Sospiri. So this is like the Six of Swords, like moving over or transitioning. Now, we've been waiting for that ship to come through. We could see she can see the ship. This could also speak to physical distance, but there's been a lot of emotional distress. She's sighing, she's tormented. This could also be a long distance connection, or this speaks to connections at a physical distance. Could also speak to family. So Sospiri, a lot of torment. And there's been, Pensiero is very similar to the Hermit. Six of Pentacles speaks to generosity, more about balance and harmony. Someone is thinking very, very much about either moving through divorce, about a contract, trying to read between the lines, what is true and what is not. Okay, the Pensiero could also be a solicitor. There's a lot of legal matters going on connected to many people, connected to the, what's been going on in life, where there have been injustices. There's a lot of litigation going on. Let's see what else comes through. What is this King of Pentacles about? So we've got Amore, so we've also got a child. Again, this is Cupid, so this could speak to a love connection. Could also speak to missed opportunities for financial stability. We know that Cupid holds a bow and arrow just like Sagittarius does. Cupid's arrow, though, was poisonous, and whoever it finds, they're tormented in love. And remember that Amore, Cupid, was a love child also. So this could speak to clandestine affairs. Cupid was the love child of Venus and Mars. And Venus and Mars, the lovers of the zodiac, will be connecting. They'll be doing a dance. So they'll be back and forth, trying to work things out in the next 2-3 months. So keep that in mind. What comes through is something superb once a decision is made, because Two of Wands, the world is your oyster. Two of Wands is also like an 11. It's like a portal opening. Something superb comes through, something wonderful. Now remember, the peacock, male peacock, will fight to death for its partner. So it looks like someone is getting the courage to take action. That Martian energy, Mars in Scorpio, it's like a do or die. I'm going to do this or I'm not, it's going to end. I'm losing this. I'm losing this security. I'm losing this connection. I'm losing this job if I do not have the courage. I'm losing my freedom if I don't have the courage to move towards what it is that I love, so that I could feel that I'm in charge. King of Pentacles is the most experienced king in the deck. And we've got the Artista, which is very similar to my King of Swords. Someone who sits behind a desk, there's a discovery that's made. This could also be a legal situation, or someone who works for the law, or this could also be a doctor, a psychologist, let's say. Seven of Cups speaks to that confusion of Pisces, things being up in the air, illusion, deception. There's a discovery, and this could also be a medical discovery, everyone, related to poisons. Okay, and this discovery will bring a sense of success. And I feel that the Six of Wands is very similar to the Superbia. So what we start off with, we end with. But that is through intelligence. And because it reminds me of the King of Swords, this is the Aquarian energy. And this is where Jupiter will be leaving Aquarius and moving into Pisces. Aquarius, groups and associations, humanity. There's going to be a discovery, something that will be shown to us. And Aquarius also speaks to future. It speaks to science. So I don't know if this is a medical breakthrough for others of you, or legal breakthroughs and justice. And we have the Ace of Cups, everyone. Pleasant conversations, people coming together and having those wonderful conversations, getting together, a pleasant surprise through community, through coming together. That's what I get. That is what I feel is going on with this reading. And because I have gone into a lot of details in this reading, the tarot reading will be not a general reading. We'll be going to each individual sign, just a quick reading for each sign. So make sure you've pressed on that notification bell if you have not. We have a 6 and 8, 14, and 1 is 15, and 3 is 18, and 5 is 23. That equals a 5. But we've also got a 6 here again. 5 and 6, 11. That is justice. That is Libra. And 11 is the portal that opens. I'm going to say once more. So what is going on? What's the message? Thank you, Spirit. We have honesty, number 26. Let's read the message. 26 equals an 8. That's the strength card. Someone needs to have the guts to speak their truth. Now is the time to be absolutely honest with yourself about what you want, what you're thinking about, what your motives and real feelings are. Honesty is the way to truly step into your power. When you choose honesty above all else, as your goddess, I will send you courage to do what's right. This is also a time to demand honesty and integrity from others. You have a right to get clear messages. There is the greatest freedom and power in telling the truth. Thank you, Spirit. Totally on point. All the things I've mentioned are in a few words that have been communicated through Spirit. So let's see what the Lightworker Oracle by Alana Fairchild. The Wisdom of the House of the Night is by PNC Cast and Colette Barron Reed, if you're interested. Okay. During this time, with this new moon, total solar eclipse, dear Spirit, and we know that this message will be important for the months ahead and even recently. So what do we need to know? What is the divine message? What does Spirit want humanity and the individuals to know? And we have grounding. That is beautiful, grounding. So it's very connected to earth, earthly matters. 15 is also the number of the devil, everyone. And usually in a few decks, we see the something that's been, obviously a seed that's been sown, something that has grown. This is saying that we may be grounded. Some of us will be brought from the ethers to the earth, where there's been too much escapism or too much fearing to see what the truth is. Some of us will be quite shocked and very literally, we're going to come down to earth suddenly. That's what eclipses do. Let's read number 15. You long for the free and open worlds of spirit and light, yet you also yearn to experience the healing power and divine joy of sacred sound and living color. You are meant to bring joy, beauty, and comfort to this world, to share the spiritual light. To do so, you need grounding. Your dreams want you just as much as you want them. Grounding helps you bring your dreams of life, of dreams to life in your world for the benefit of many. So what I get from this is those who are in positions of power that haven't had their feet firmly planted on the ground, they will be humbled. And it does tie in very much with this reading, even personally, because after the Six of Wands, having the Hermit, yes, that is a sense of humbling. When a reminder comes from higher guidance to ground oneself, it is a loving encouragement, never a judgment. Grounding is a spiritual version of remembering to call your mother. It is a chance to check in with what is happening in your physical life and make sure you are giving appropriate time and energy to what really matters to your heart. It is a chance to appreciate the beauty of the natural world and the love in your relationships. It is a chance to make sure your spiritual work is being applied in your life in ways that feel good for you. It is a chance to speak your prayers rather than only think them. You might even dance them or create a colorful flower offering for your altar or sing them from your heart. We are guided to ground ourselves when there has been an increase of light to the head. This can occur through meditation, prayer, or conscious connection with spirit. You might be on fire with ideas and inspiration, but struggling to express them more practically. You may even feel congested or tense in parts of your body where the energy needs some help to flow. This is a sign to move in a way that feels freeing, strengthening, and expressive, and to add healthy relaxation and exercise into your lifestyle to allow for healing to occur. When the light can move through your entire body, bringing vitality and helping you translate your ideas into reality. To do so, take care of your body. Be sure to get plenty of hydration and rest. Spend time in nature. Use salt baths to cleanse your energy. Eat foods that strengthen and nourish you. Ground yourself by releasing emotional content if you are either swinging from one extreme to another or retreating to your head to analyze rather than express. You can ground emotional energy by writing in a journal or by creating art, poetry, or dance to express your feelings. You can also ground emotional energy through physical exercise or being in nature. Practice soothing and calming yourself so that you can return yourself to a contented, trusting, and peaceful state of being. This can be done by talking to yourself in a gentle, loving, encouraging voice, reassuring yourself that everything is working out according to a higher plan and that you are very loved. Guided meditations and relaxations that help you feel connected, peaceful, and loved will also be helpful. Choose what works for you. You'll know when you are grounded because you will feel very connected to your body, aware of your emotions, and clear, energized, and present with a sense of well-being. If you are not feeling that way, this oracle says that you can. Your energy and well-being can improve and you can feel good about who you are and how you choose to live your life. Grounding will help you and help the universe to help you too. So, a sense of feeling grounded, that's exactly another side to Saturn. Saturn will ground us in a difficult way if we are up in the air. Remember that Neptune, which is moving through Pisces, is very much about connecting to spirit, but Neptune has been so amplified with having turned direct recently that it's a time of, if we felt as though we were living in a dream, we're going to be grounded suddenly, or something that, and because there's a good connection between the planets right now, something that you've wished for and dreamed for has got the ability and the possibility to manifest, believe it or not. And on that note, I think I will leave you for now, as I've got a lot that I need to do still. I want to thank you all so much. I'm wishing you well, sending you lots of love, lots of light. Ta-da.